Hey, so you found a partner. You found someone to study English with, and you both are excited. But the only problem is you don't know how to study together. Well, don't you worry. Today, I'm going to teach you 5 ways to study with your English partner. Are you ready? Well then, I'm teacher Tiffani. Let's jump right in. All right, so we're going to look at 5 different ways to study with your English partner. And these different ways will help you both speak English more fluently. Now, method number 1. Method number 1 is called the topical discussion method. You're going to use topics to practice giving your ideas and opinions. This method will help you organize your thoughts about various topics. Now, before I explain exactly how to use this method, I want to explain why it's so important. As an English learner, you are trying to become fluent. You want to sound like a native English speaker. Well, that means you need to master the ability to have discussions in English. You need to master organizing your thoughts in English about various topics. So for method number 1, you and your partner need to practice speaking about various topics in English, organizing your thoughts and organizing your ideas. So how do you do this based on method 1? Let me show you. So what you're going to do is right here. First, you're going to pick a topic that you both would like to discuss and search for questions about that topic in English. Now, for this one, again, I always tell you, and I try to emphasize this, as you're studying English, you need to study based on topics you're actually interested in. So you and your partner can discuss, hey, what do you like? What are your interests? What are your hobbies? Once you come to a decision and a consensus on a topic that you are both interested in, what you're going to do is go to Google and type discussion questions about ... So whatever topic you chose, I love cooking, I love exercising. So my partner and I may say, hey, let's talk about cooking. So we'll go to Google and type discussion questions about cooking, and you'll get a ton of questions. So for method 1, first, you need to decide a topic and then find questions about that topic. Now, after you've found the questions, what you're going to do is write the questions down and spend some time. Sometimes you need more hours and sometimes you need more days to organize your answers for each question. And you're going to make sure your answers are based on the 3 reasons, details, or examples breakdown. Remember, I always explain, in order to speak English fluently, you need to give enough information. So after you have the questions, the 2 of you can decide, hey, should we wait 1 or 2 days so that we have time to organize our ideas and then meet back up? Or you may say, no, we can meet in a few hours. You decide how much time you need to organize your answers for each question, but make sure your answers give either 3 reasons, 3 details, or 3 examples. All right, that's very important. Now, after you've done that, what you're going to do is come back together, meeting via video or audio call, and you're going to ask each other the questions. The goal is for each of you to make sure the other gives 3 reasons, details, or examples for their answer. So by doing this, by practicing English in this way, using this method with your partner, you both will increase your ability to speak in English fluently about various topics. All right? Now let's move on to method number 2. Here we go. Method number 2 is also very useful. Method number 2 is the question and answer method. Now, you're going to use questions to practice English conversation skills. This method will help you learn how to carry on a conversation naturally in English. So there's this thing that happens in English conversations. I like to call it kind of like a tennis match. Someone asks a question, you receive it, and then you ask a question. So you go back and forth, back and forth. And in order to speak English fluently, you need to be able to do this naturally. So with your partner using method 2, you both will learn how to start doing this more naturally, which will improve your fluency. So let's see how this method works. Here we go. First, you're going to pick something that you are both interested in. It can be a movie, an activity, a book, a show, a topic. It doesn't matter. Just pick something you're both interested in. I love emphasizing this. You must be interested in something because that will help you speak easily and fluently about it in English. So pick something you're both interested in. For example, my favorite movie is The Sound of Music. So let's say my partner says, oh my goodness, Tiffani, I love The Sound of Music. Perfect. We both like The Sound of Music. Okay, so let's move on to the second part. Here we go. Second, individually create 5 to 10 questions. So you're going to create 5 to 10 questions related to whatever you chose. My partner and I, we chose The Sound of Music. So I'll create 5 to 10 questions to ask my partner, and he or she will also do the same. I may say, when was the first time you saw The Sound of Music? First question. Second question, why do you like this movie so much? Third question, what was your favorite part of the movie? So again, creating questions based on what we chose. Makes sense, right? Okay, now after the questions are created, then finally meet via video or audio call and ask each other the questions you created. Remember, I encouraged you several months ago in a previous video about, hey, just stepping out there and asking someone to be your partner online. Even underneath this video, if you need an English partner, in the comment section, say, hey guys, I would love to study with someone. You can find people all over the world that want to study, and you can use this method and the other 4 methods to study with your partner. Okay? So again, method 2 is based on question and answer. This method, questions and answers. Okay? All right, here we go. Let's move on to method number 3, visual sentence method. Now, this method I love. You use images to practice describing things in English. This method will help you think faster and more creatively in English. Now, I truly love this method. I've used it so much with my students, with thousands of students during my time as an English teacher, because many people are visual learners. They need to see something and then connect what they see to maybe some textual information. So using this method, you and your partner can increase your English fluency using something visual. So let me show you how this actually works for this visual sentence method. So first, what you're going to do is select one picture. I'm actually going to do that right now in real time. I have some pictures on my phone, and I will show you the picture that I select. So I want to pick a picture, and again, with your partner, you can select the picture. So here we go. This is my picture. Doesn't it look delicious? Woo! Yes. Don't worry. I caught it. All right. So I picked a picture of some delicious pizza. All right. Now, I am vegan. Some of you know that, but we have vegan cheese. So I selected this right here. Let's see if you can see it. Let's see. There we go. That's the picture I chose. So maybe my partner and I, we both love to eat pizza. So we select a picture of a piece of pizza or a whole pizza. All right. You select the picture. Then second, set a 3-minute timer. Why do you need a timer? Here's why. You're going to look at the same picture and go back and forth describing it for 3 minutes. That's right. You're going to go back and forth. So again, I chose the picture of the pizza, right? So I have the pizza right here. Let's see if you can see it. Let's see. There we go. That's the picture. So my partner and I, we meet via video call. I say, hey, how are you? My partner, hey, I'm good, Tiff. So we start talking and I say, okay, now we're going to describe this picture. We set a 3-minute timer, and for 3 minutes, we go back and forth. Ooh, I love the way the sauce looks on the pizza. My partner might say, ooh, I love how they put basil leaves on top of the pizza. And we're going back and forth describing the picture. So this, again, helps you to start thinking more creatively in English, and it's actually quite fun. Now, I do want to say something. I do want to mention really quickly before we go to method number 4, our sponsor for today. Now, you all know how much I love working with CAMBLY. Now, CAMBLY is the sponsor of today's video, and I want to tell you why they're so important. Because for method 3, remember I mentioned that you are going to work with your partner and you go back and forth looking at an image and making sentences. Well, sometimes you don't know if your sentences are correct, if they're grammatically wrong. You don't know. That's when you need a tutor. And CAMBLY, we have worked together for a long time, and CAMBLY wants to help you with that. They want to help you improve your English. You see, CAMBLY has tutors, as you can see, from all over the world. CAMBLY has tutors from the USA, Canada, Australia, and the UK. CAMBLY has one-on-one private English lessons. So if you want to meet with your tutor before you meet your partner and just practice some sentences to make sure your grammar's okay, CAMBLY is here for you. CAMBLY also has tutors that are available 24/7. It doesn't matter where you live, you can find a tutor that's awake when you're awake. And also, all the lessons are recorded. You heard me right. So after you study with your tutor, after the class, you can watch it over again and practice. CAMBLY is amazing. And CAMBLY wanted to partner with me to sponsor this video to help you. You see, CAMBLY wants to give you a free 10-minute lesson, or if you are really ready to step up your English, you can get CAMBLY's 40% off of their 12-month plan. That's right. You can get 40% off of their 12-month plan, and all you have to do is click the link in the description. They want to help you. They're ready to help you take your English to the next level. And I am so honored and I'm so excited that CAMBLY chose to partner with me in this mission to help you learn English. So CAMBLY, thank you so much. Student, once again, if you really want help with your English, you want to master English and get help with your sentences and your grammar as well, click the link in the description, get a CAMBLY tutor, and I guarantee you will not regret it. Thanks again so much, CAMBLY. I always love working with you. All right, so you see again how you can improve your English while you're studying with your partner and even before you meet your partner. Now let's move on to method number 4. Method number 4 is alphabet vocabulary method. Now this method uses the English alphabet to practice using the English vocabulary you learned. This method will help you remember and use English vocabulary faster. Now, this is probably a new method you've never heard about, but when I say I love it. Now, this method, you're going to use the alphabet and it's going to help you recall all the vocabulary you've learned. So many students tell me, teacher, I learned so much vocabulary, but I can't recall the vocabulary when I need it. This method will help you and your partner recall the vocabulary. So let me explain how you use this method. Here we go. First, decide who will go first. Then set a 3-minute timer. Finally, starting with the letter A, go back and forth saying an English vocabulary word that matches the letter of the alphabet. Now, you may want to decide the minimum number of letters each word must have. You don't want your partner saying I for the letter I. All right. So for example, let's say my partner and I, hey, how are you? Hey, Tiff. We're going back and forth, right? And so I'll start off with letter A. I set my 3-minute timer and I say, okay, partner, are you ready? And he or she says, yes, Tiff, I'm ready. I start with letter A, aardvark. My partner goes letter B, bashful. I have letter C, carrot. She has letter D, distract. And we go back and forth. Even right now, me doing it, I had to stop and think at the same time, right? So it's really fun, and you go back and forth with your partner. And again, this method will help you and your partner recall the vocabulary you both have learned. Now, while you're practicing, there may be some new words your partner says that you've never heard of. Guess what happens? Now you have an opportunity to improve your vocabulary, and your partner has an opportunity to teach you something he or she already knew. Makes sense, right? The alphabet vocabulary method is amazing. Now, there's one more method I want to tell you that can help you as you study with your partner. This method is the 5 W's method. Now, you use the 5 W's to practice basic English conversation skills. This method will help you learn how to carry on a conversation naturally in English about daily life. Now, I'm going to explain exactly how to use this method, but I want to remind you the 5 W's. I know you've been studying with me probably for a while, so you may already know what they are. Say it with me. Who, What? When? Where? And what's the last W? Why? Excellent. So you know the 5 W's. So we're going to use these 5 W's to practice with the partner that you chose. Here we go. What you're going to do is choose one of the 5 W's. You and your partner can choose who, what, when, where, or why. You're going to ask each other a question based on that W. So for example, if my partner and I decide, hey, let's choose what, that's the W we want to start with. Then we each must ask a question using what. So I can say, hey, what did you do yesterday? I used what. My partner can say, Tiff, what did you watch on TV last night? Still asking me using that W. So again, you can get very creative and you're also asking questions about your partner's daily life. All right, here we go. And finally, go back and forth until you have finished using each W. So we started with the what, then we'll go to when. Hey, when are you going on your next vacation? My partner may ask me, Tiff, when was the last time you sang at church? Again, any question is possible as long as you're using the W that you and your partner chose. And that's method number 5. I really hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I hope that these 5 methods help you and your partner study English and enjoy the process. All right, I will see you next week. Remember, as always, to speak English. You still there? You know what time it is. Come on and join me. It's story time. Hey, I said it's story time. All right. So today's story. Now, today's story happened maybe about 2 or 3 years ago. So I'll give you a little bit of the backstory. So when I came back from South Korea, I decided to do YouTube full time. I decided to become an online English teacher. Now, in order for me to continue moving forward with this business, I needed to buy a lot of equipment. I needed a new computer. I needed a new camera. I needed mics. I needed lights. I needed a lot of things, which meant I needed to save thousands of dollars in order to purchase everything because I wanted to make sure I had good quality lessons and videos for you. So it took me a little while to save up the money and to figure out how to get the products. And I also wanted to wait until there was a sale. So in America, we have these different periods of the year that are known as the sale time. So July 4th, Christmas, Black Friday, and these certain periods of the year that you can get products for cheaper. And Best Buy is a very popular technology store here in America. You can get computers, TVs, refrigerators, a lot of electronics and appliances. So I decided to go to Best Buy. Now, I wanted to make sure everything I needed was at one store. So I actually drove quite a ways from my house because there was a Best Buy actually in Alexandria, Virginia, that had a lot of products, everything that I basically needed. So I drove to the store, and again, I knew I was going to spend several thousands of dollars that day. So I was already prepared, but I needed a deal, and I needed some discounts. So I walked into the store, and I was there for maybe about an hour and a half. And I spoke to different individuals that were working there. One gentleman helped me with the computer I needed to buy. Another gentleman helped me with the camera that I was trying to buy. And after they helped me, I was still kind of perusing, looking around the store, and I noticed there was a little lady. She actually was an Indian lady. A little Indian lady, looked like she may have been my parents' age, actually. So I noticed that she was kind of looking at me and watching me, and I didn't feel weird or anything. I just was curious why she was looking at me. So I was standing by the camera area, and I was looking at a camera. And she walked over to me and she got really close to me. So I looked at her and I said, hello. She said, hi, baby, how are you? Again, she was older, really cute lady, but she worked there. So I honestly didn't think she was coming to actually, tell me the features about any camera. She just seemed like a sweet lady. She said, so you have to buy a camera, huh? I said, yeah, I have to buy a camera. It's a little expensive. So I'm just trying to think of, the best way to, purchase it, which card. And we were just talking and she said, well, I'm going to give you a tip. I said, a tip? She said, you see this right here? It was the floor model. So in English, we say floor model, it means the actual example that people can touch and use. So when you go to buy a computer or a camera or something like that, they have one example model people can actually pick up and play with. That's called the floor model. So there was a floor model of the camera I needed. She said, you see that right there? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, the floor model, I think it was either $200 or $300 cheaper. She said, if you get the floor model, there's nothing wrong with it. I said, $300 cheaper it's really a lot. That's really a blessing. That's a good thing. I said, but I need a warranty. And I know the warranties usually only apply to brand new products. She said, oh, no. She said at Best Buy, even if you purchased a floor model, you can get a warranty. Purchase a warranty that will cover anything. If you drop it, if it breaks, we'll cover it all as long as you have that warranty. I said, what? She said, yes, honey. So we both started smiling. She said, save $300, honey. Use this, get this one, this floor model. It works perfectly. And I said, you know what, ma'am? Thank you so much. And that day I saved $300 on that camera. The camera was over $1,000, but because of that lady, I was able to save almost $300. And the moral of the story, honestly, guys, is I needed a discount that day. I needed to get some things for cheaper than they were actually promoted, actually as they were shown in certain magazines or newspapers. I needed a cheaper price. And the lady that I least expected to be able to help me was the one that helped me. That little lady who was about my parents' age, if not older, who was just walking around the store, looked like she was a sweet old lady. She was the one that helped me the most out of all the individuals that worked there that day. So I want to remind you that as you're on this English journey, people are going to be around you. You're going to meet people that maybe they don't look like they can help you, but always be open because you never know how much someone can help you until you actually give them the opportunity to help. So I hope you guys enjoyed this story. Maybe you also have a story where someone helped you get a really big discount. I will talk to you all next week. Again, don't forget to get your CAMBLY tutor. Click the link in the description. Take advantage of this wonderful offer. Get your free 10-minute lesson. All you have to do is click the link in the description. Start practicing and start improving your English. Again, I love you all. Have an awesome week. Have a wonderful evening, a great day, and I can't wait to see you next week. Bye-bye.